do with Facebook.
Wow, my gun looks big on that angle. Welcome to Being Guillén.
It's
Friday.
You put it in the face.
It is Friday. Man, that was a bad angle.
The camera adds 10.
That's why I like when the show's taped because we can edit.
You might try to face me to take.
Well, you look good. So, welcome to Being Guillén. It is Friday. It is a packed show. We'll be with you guys for the next couple of minutes. Hopefully, we make it to the hour. But it's jam-packed. I got the boys in today. Ozzie, Oni. Let's get real quick into what the family's been doing on our segment. Doing it for the gram. Let's see what Adela's been up to these days.
Or should we just call?
Muy bien. Wow, Adela. El abuelo que te ayude.
Ya no quiere que la palabra.
Sí. Muy bien, Adela. Wow, qué bonito, mamá. Rabbit.
Okay, there you go.
Was not really feeling it. And you guys didn't show the part where she knocks it over.
Yeah, you know what? It's crazy to see how someone can literally grow up right in front of your eyes. I don't know if she's the world's smartest kid, but I think she's smart because she does everything in both languages. A lot of information is thrown her way. She's not big on dolls. She really loves animals. I don't know if I was that smart when I was growing up.
But you know why she's smart? Because you are teaching her things, which is going to be something that we're going to get into our show.
So we're gonna start
learning.
We're gonna start teaching Adela some analytics.
It's called a brain, and if you use it, you learn new things.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I always tell people this: no one's born knowing how to do things. You learn how to do things. I learned how to, financially help people and help them with their insurance because that's what I've been doing for the last nine years. Everyone can be taught something, and Adela will be taught many things.
I think in life, the moment that you stop learning or improving yourself, call it quits.
Well, I learned stuff. It's just not valuable stuff. Ozzie calls me the king of useless information.
But I'm also talking about life experiences in work as a parent, and Ozzie has a lot more of experience. But I really feel like sometimes in life, I feel like if you keep making the same mistake over and over again, you haven't learned from it. But you can always evolve and learn.
Right. So, like we're teaching Adela, don't you feel like how are you on TV now compared to the first time you did TV? A million times better.
Okay, I'll give you a better.
First time I was sweating. By the way, when I was doing
or even right now on camera, you're more relaxed, comfortable. So these are things that it's because Jesse makes us look good all the time.
But I'll give you an example though. And I'll say this: just the way that we all think when we were younger, where we come from, to how we think now. Okay, it's called evolution of the mind. You start thinking better. You say, "Hey, I think that I shouldn't use that word," or because you learn. Okay.
Or maybe I shouldn't say this. This might affect someone. I know that me personally, I've learned a lot. I mean, I know it's well documented from being 22, 23 to being 34. Not engaging with people on social media or not getting into fights or arguments because A, it doesn't make you better, and B, you say, this is not going to make my life any better. So I know me personally, you live and you learn.
One thing about it, I only run Twitter, you run my Instagram. When I say something in Twitter very positive,
no one cares.
Kids, I like look at the life of my life. This is my life now. This is the thing I love. It's only a couple of likes and okay, but I put anything like
baseball related.
Any example, I can't believe this manager do this. Oh my God!
Yeah, a million comments. Well, that's the way. That's the way it's always going to be.
But I think that's anyone in general. We're going to jump right into it, okay? Which I think the Twitter world went nuts. And in the age of sensitivity and being okay, I never thought being old, man, was going to be so cool.
Well, they didn't have Twitter. They didn't have Twitter back in 1976.
No, I'm just saying though. So I want to introduce this guy as who I think he is to me as a baseball fan. Because there's how I think about him as a baseball fan. Then there's how I think about him as a man. And what he means to my family, because I really, really believe that there is no Tony La Russa managing Ozzie Guillén his first year in the big leagues. We wouldn't be in Lamont, Illinois, in the basement making the show. I think he would have been burned out within the first 5 years in the big leagues. We probably would have bought 2 fast cars, probably bought himself a Tiger, a gold chain, drank himself at a nightclub every night. I don't think that he is the guy.
Joe Exotic in the 80s.
Joe Exotic in the 80s. No, and I do think that there's so many rookies that make it, that fizzle out. And then
4 or 5 years,
And then I'm looking at it now as an analyst of as a grown person saying, man, you guys really calling this guy out like this? after so many people have done because of his views. So the greatest living manager, again, it's not an opinion, it is a fact.
More than Joe Torre and Bobby Cox.
More than Joe Torre. No. It's not my opinion. It's called wins.
Right.
He has more wins than all the living managers, okay?
He has
more. He won't be second. He's got more World Series rings and more playoff appearances than anyone that is out there.
Even more than Bochy.
Even more than Boch, okay? 33 years, meaning has managed a ton of young players. We can go from 6 Rookie of the Years back-to-back. He's got Albert Pujols. He's got Yadier Molina, McGuire, Canseco, Ricky Henderson. He's managed them all. Tony La Russa Tony La Russa went from Hall of Fame inductee, okay, to back at the helm with the Chicago White Sox. And Twitter went nuts, saying, how are we going to hire this guy when your former manager, no disrespect to Mr. Rick Renteria, are not even in the same vicinity?
Well, you know what? I'm going to give my thoughts on this. I mean, first of all, congratulations to Tony and the La Russa family and the Sox. I'm glad that the Sox, this was reported a while back, that it was a lot of rumors going around. I have 2 things to say. Tony La Russa and Rick Renteria are not even on the same planet. They might not even be human beings as far as like one is a very successful manager, one has been a MLB manager. I spoke to somebody on the White Sox yesterday that said, wow, I'm going to be working for my first big league manager. Someone works for the Sox said that. That is how the impact that Tony La Russa, as soon as Tony La Russa walks into a clubhouse, every guy, I told my dad this yesterday, every guy in that locker room, his resume and his career and his credentials are bigger than everyone. That's Jose, that's Grandal, that's TA, that's Joel Moncada. These guys are actually Googling Tony La Russa probably in the last couple of days.
You know how big he is? You know how big he is?
They might say the same stuff. Finally, we want to play for the winning manager.
And you don't think they're saying it? They're absolutely saying it. This is how
big he is. Tony La Russa is the only manager that can get World Series managers to consider
coaching for him. Yes. Yeah. Jim Leland, Ozzie Guillén say, man, I coach for him. That is what having a manager with real credentials does for you. What the Cubs did in 2016, Joe Madden had credentials when he walked into that clubhouse, and everyone has to take notice. That is what happens. When you walked into the Marlins clubhouse, that is what happens. Credentials. I've won. I've done this before. Try it my way. Everyone in that White Sox clubhouse, they are not winners. They were trying to be winners. They won.
And even more credentials, and here's a hard
one or two guys.
Even more credentials than Kenny, who has a ring, and Rick.
No, he has the most credentials.
Oh, okay.
He has the most.
Rick was the assistant.
Yeah, he has the most.
No, he wasn't. No.
He has the most credentials in the organization. When he puts on a uniform right now, I mean, he's literally, you have to compare him to like Hall of Famers. He's looking at Louis Aparicio and those guys. He has the most credentials in the organization. So Sox fans, to me, the age doesn't matter. He will win games. He, like Steve Stone said, they were not going to get outmanaged with Tony in the dugout thing. And the second thing is I'm going to say is I feel like the reason the Sox fans are so upset is because they didn't interview anybody else.
But why?
Well, I'm giving you the other perspective. They interviewed Willie and some other guys, but they didn't interview.
I don't get it. How the hell you going to interview Willie?
Group 4.
Wait a minute. You need to have the checklist.
Yes. No. Checklist.
It's a rule.
Wait a minute. That's my problem when they go to interview. Say, wait a minute. You going to interview Tony La Russa? Then why are you wasting my time?
Well, because there's a rule.
It's a rule for what?
There's a rule of baseball. You can't.
That's all fake.
It's not all fake. That's why they do it.
Okay, I know, but that's what our companies.
Well, yeah.
You guys have been born by our companies.
Yeah.
Something.
But that's why there's a rule.
There's a rule. So you have to.
But it's not a rule. When the front office people call, say, okay, we're going to interview 30 guys, but we know who's going to be the manager. They know.
Well, I'm
between two people.
Okay, well that leads me back to a managerial search. In 2003, you were not on their list. Jerry Reinsdorf, because this was reported.
Which one?
Jerry Reinsdorf told the GM at that point was Kenny Williams. He said you have to interview Ozzie. He didn't want to interview you.
I don't think.
JR said interview him. You blew his mind in the interview. Something happened. I wasn't there. They decided to bring you along. Cito Gaston was the favorite. they changed their mind by doing the managerial search. We don't know if they interview AJ Hinch, they interview Alex Cora. They might have liked that. They might have liked somebody else.
I agree.
So that is what they're saying that they feel.
I think that if Tony's not the one available, they go deep in. I think that to them, he was so high up there. If this guy wants the job, it has to be his. Here's the part that I want to talk about before Ozzie jumps in about the people.
I like Rick Ham when he say, "Why are we going to waste people's time?"
I know, but here's the part. Okay, so you cannot go into Walmart or Target or your favorite store, look down the aisle and say, analytical box.
El Capote.
Oh, no, done. Grab the analytical box, plug it in, and your team's analytical, okay? The Astros, who to this point, they cheated for their only ring. The Rays, they got there, but they didn't win it. They've been doing it for a long, long time, meaning money, investment. I don't think if they were looking at to bring a manager, the front office might have said, maybe we're not 100% ready to jump into a guy that needs the computer to help him manage, okay? That was probably what they were trying to get them, because why couldn't they do that with Ricky Renteria? So, if Ricky was a bad manager, okay, if you have me, for example, Ozzie Jr., and I'm going to manage, I'm like, hey, I've never managed, I don't have a lot of experience, give me all the information I need so I can make that. Someone that has Ozzie probably need less of it. So again, people think that you can just go in and buy, like, just because the Rays did it, we're going to do it. Pittsburgh's still trying to do it.
So show of hands, I think the Guillén family all agrees you like the Tony hire.
What? That's the best thing White Sox did.
Okay, so let me break it down for you guys. This Ozzie's first manager in the big leagues was Tony La Russa. And Ozzie alluded to it earlier. Alluded means that he referred to it.
Yeah.
He alluded to it earlier that my dad had many great stories of Tony being his manager, and that he doesn't feel that he would have become the player or the professional that he became if Tony wasn't his manager, because he was back then he was no nonsense. He made you work and made you respect the game. And we don't know what it's going to be like now for guys.
But I'm saying, don't throw people out by saying respect the game. Here's the big difference, okay? White Sox fans and baseball fans, we're all worried about the swag. Is my team the best in marketing? Do I have the coolest player? If that's who you are, that's very NBA-like, and that's okay. But don't come at me about wins and losses. Tony La Russa's in there to do one job and one job only. He's not there to be your best friend. He's not there to walk your dog. He's not there to be your daddy. He's not there. That's not his job. His job is to be the manager. Like I told Ozzie told me, it's easier for 25 guys to get to know Tony and Tony's way than Tony to get to know 25 guys' way. Yep. So if it goes down to why this team does not make it, it's because the players did not adapt to Tony. Meaning, they're going to go do whatever they want. Right now, when you're a champion and you're a boxer, and the reason you go work with guys that have worked with champions, you say, this guy knows how to get me there.
Right. So
you be quiet.
So you're saying, I don't have to adapt to you. You guys have to adapt to me.
Ozzie Guillén came with a talent, okay? He was a number one trade. He went to the White Sox with a mindset that he knew better. And Tony was like, hey, man, you're talented, but this is how you do things to win. And he became a better player.
Better professional, better everything. Hang around. When I walk in, I will see Harold Baines.
You were 21 years old.
Yeah. Carton Fist.
Hall of Famers. Literally 3 Hall of Famers.
Well, I don't care. Everybody, you know who was the man? Tony La Russa. Carton Fist and making comment about me. How we trade this guy for Lamar Hoy, something like that. Because it was
okay. So let me let the fans know. Ozzie was traded in 1984 for Lamar Hoy, who's the best pitcher at the time in baseball. My dad comes into the clubhouse. Carlton Fisk wasn't very happy because why did we trade this guy for Lamar Hoy?
Then, you know what Tony did? He have meaning. Your job's to catch. My job and somebody's job to bring players and put people in the lineup.
Basically, put your tongue in between.
And
that's Carlton Fisk, the commander.
Harold Baines, Tom Seaver. These people in that clubhouse with a lot of credentials. I just got there. I got panicked.
Yeah.
Because I said, oh my God.
They don't like me.
Eddie Brickman, rest in peace, and Jim Leland talked to me. I was panicked. He called me in the morning. Like, I was nervous. Like, oh my God, the manager had to do a meeting because me?
Yeah, because I caused it.
Got here. Then he said, you know what Jim Leland said? Ozzie, don't worry about it. We have a man in the clubhouse. Nowadays, White Sox way, the players was doing anything they want because the manager was a nice guy. I always believe nice guys finish last.
Which has been well reported and well documented that they're saying that the Sox front office wishes that Ricky was more.
So there was
hard
no growth.
on
I'm saying there was no growth from Ricky's side on that.
And let me say, okay, front office. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Front office, when you're too hard on the guys, or it's too hard on the guys.
No, but
the only way you shut them up is to win.
But you know who fired Ricky at the end of the day. It wasn't Giolito. It wasn't Tim. It was Keiko. No, I'm just saying though. No.
Yes, I'm going there.
No. I know, but I'm saying there's guys that were veterans there that were saying these kids are playing too loose. Okay. The question that our producer put on, I laugh at it because it was, will Tony manage in this socially conscious baseball? Meaning now it's all about like what the person and the player feels socially. My opinion about that is baseball players have always been socially cautious. They just didn't have the media support, okay? They've always had ways to protest. They've always been very vocal. Look up Roberto Clemente. Look the Cobra, Dave Parker. Look Kirk Flood. Look Ricky Henderson. Look at Dick Allen.
Carl Everett.
Carl Everett.
Dusty
Baker got in trouble. So you can do a list of guys. There's pre-Jackie and then there's after Jackie. So Tony has managed in the after Jackie situation. Here's the difference with this team because everyone was making it about TA. TA took a knee one game. Okay? There was a spectacle opening day. It looked like everybody did. It looked like a Broadway production. Everybody held hands. Their team did it.
Every day.
Okay, they did it one day. So it wasn't something that he did every single day. Maybe as a team and as an organization, this opening day, they do it again. Why? Because the most forward-thinking owner in Major League Baseball, who's had Kenny Williams at the helm, okay, as a black man, as being a general manager, not now that it's cool, he had him way back when. Hired Ozzie Guillén to be the first Latino World Series manager. Has always been pushing for that. For him to bring Tony in and the fact that the media is like second guessing it. Yes, Tony made a comment about the flag. Have we learned since then that there's a difference between Black Lives Matter and the flag? Absolutely. Can you be someone of color and be against Kaepernick taking a knee? Absolutely. Yes. Can you believe in Black Lives Do Matter but believe that there's other ways of protesting? Absolutely. So the comments that people are making on Twitter saying he's a racist are completely mind-boggling.
No, that's stupid.
It is stupid because mind-boggling. It's just it just blows my mind up because I know him from a personal level.
We speak baseball and also dictionaries.
Well, also dictionary. So when you were attacking those things and you were saying like all these things that are negative, if you think, man, they might not win because the division's better, they might not win because players might be soft and react differently to him, that's a different story.
Well, if you're soft. I know this man better than a lot of people. And he saw you not play the way you should be playing. You're not playing. You're not playing. He don't care who you are and what you do. And when front office goes down when the front office says, why this guy not playing? Because I'm the manager. And I want people. You see, Tony played with kids that never supposed to be in the big league. Yeah. And they make them play every day. Why? I show you who's the man.
But I like about that. What I like about that is because now, even though there's analytics, there's analytics. There's a lot of teams that bring up players, and I'm going to bring the White Sox into this because I watch them a lot, that come to the big leagues, and you're like, what was this guy doing in the minor leagues? Not prepared to play in the big league level. Tony has a record, especially with St. Louis, about everyone that came up to the big leagues, maybe wasn't a superstar, but they're ready to play big league baseball. Tampa Bay, even though everyone talks about analytics, they do a good job of not making superstars, but making guys big league ready, meaning the moment doesn't overwhelm them.
They develop well. And my point is this.
That's why I talked to Scott Radisky, a couple days ago. He called me about Tony, and he asked me like, man, you know what's funny? I thought it was managed in my career. He mentioned the player, the manager, I'm not going to do it. When I went to St. Louis, for the first time in my life, I walked in the closet. That's the man. That's the man. He's like, you see Dusty Baker. That's the man.
Well, but
he never showed up.
He's talking about someone that was in the big leagues for like 8 years.
No, but I agree with that because
that is my point. And the people out there, the people that say, oh, managers don't matter. You're absolutely wrong.
Say, Ronji,
no. There's other people. Ranji.
There's a whole
list of people.
We gotta say no.
Yeah.
Why they make money? Why they make money?
Ask Kevin Cash if they don't matter. So here's the other part, though, to talk about that. And this is when you're talking about that, about being a leader in the clubhouse. I was about 14 years old when I walked into the first time into the Atlanta Braves clubhouse. Okay. And I can remember the feeling of
that's Bobby Cox.
That's Bobby Cox. And this, even the way that the clubhouse was designed in a circle, no Latino with Latino. It was like Latino, Chipper, Ozzie.
No phone in the club.
No phone, no music. It was just music. I'm just saying that it was just like you can literally feel and say when you would walk into the New York Yankees clubhouse as a visiting team, as a bad boy, and you walk in, you're like,
that's so Tory.
Even with the superstar, you say, that's Joe. It's Joe's clubhouse. So I think Tony brings that automatically.
And that's going to help. I feel like that's going to help this team a lot because now Tony has seen it all, done it all, and I feel like it could go either really well or it can go south with we don't know what's going to happen. And another interesting season coming up for the White Sox. And obviously,
by the way, they're going to win because Tony's there.
No. Well, the free agent. By the way, it's a free agent conversation. Okay, if Max Scherzer was available, okay, Justin Verlander, Nolan Ryan, Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax, Kershaw. If you're at that level and those guys are saying, "I don't want to come to your team," I'm like, man, that guy's not coming to my team. The guys that are like in between,
Stroman,
Michael. I'd be like, cool, man. There's another 8 guys like you, just like you. Not a player is not good these days. Not because you're on Twitter and you have Instagram followers.
Yeah, because they were saying like, some free agents might not want to come because Tony's a manager.
This is the best.
I would think it's the opposite.
Some free agents might not come because TA is a shortstop.
Yeah.
Right. I don't like that guy.
I don't like that guy.
This is the problem we have. I'm at a winter league. In science, I don't know where. Players dictate who's going to be the manager, how you're going to act to them. Never, I grew up in the wrong place. Am I wrong in the wrong?
Different era.
Am I dead? I play with managers. Like, I know. So I play with those guys. I will be managing. Managing, playing baseball. I was playing because I grew up with guys, no baseball. Okay, then. So I play Tiburon in Hawaii. And the Tiburon in Hawaii asking the owner, who's going to be the hitting coach?
Yeah.
Who's going to be the bench coach? Who the hell are you to ask me to go to be that?
And he's referring it to now that Tony La Russa goes in there. It's like, hey, this guy's done it before. I think he's going to have full control. I think he's going to have full control.
I watched the White Sox for the last 2 years, every single day. No, I mean a couple games because I was doing stuff with my family, but almost every day, sitting down, watching without can do anything, just talk. Boys, get ready. Because if you guys don't learn how to win, how to respect this game, how to play the way you should be playing, teach. He will teach you.
But
he will protect you like a father. On the field and off the field, believe me.
I had no idea they called Tony La Russa T-ball.
No, but here's the thing. But you're confusing. Hold on. You're confusing people by saying that because by the words "respect the game," it does not mean that you cannot bat flip. It means when you have a runner on second before the at bat that you bat flip means you move the guy over. It means when you have a runner on third base that you sack fly and not swing away and miss. That's what they mean by respecting the game and playing as a winner. Right. Not because you bat flip. This guy had Ricky Henderson. If you don't know who he is, Google him. That's a real bat flip. That's a real shot.
Wait a minute. About Dave Park?
Oh, Dave Park. Dave Park hit him.
You know what? I don't like it. It's the same thing for every sport. Okay, NBA, MLB. I don't like the fact that because these guys weren't around during social media. Tony La Russa, they don't exist, or like they like baseball.
Tony La Russa changed. Tony La Russa was a lawyer. Tony La Russa went to college.
Well, he won more than college. He won like 4 years after college. Yeah. He would have 4 million followers today.
Like, guys, the sport, you can still get 27 outs.
Yeah.
Pitching still dominates.
Somebody wrote me says, is he going to understand the new rule?
I'm like,
the 3-batter rule. I said, Rick Renteria just managed with that rule.
By the way, people thought Tony La Russa went to Spain and watch bullfights. Like, gone, no more baseball. Tony La Russa, it was in the
front office every day.
And remember, before we go to the next subject, the Guillén family is full on board for we like the Tony hire.
Well, I'm saying
so we're not.
By the way, you talked to Tony and you said congratulations.
I talked to Jerry Ryan. Can you please congratulations? I think that's the best move. You guys need a man like this in your clubhouse. Jerry's a very short man. He might not want to talk to me. You reply me back.
Few words.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Stay safe. I said, can you tell Tony La Russa, can you please? Thank you. And God, we need him. And I love it. I love the move. Great move for the White Sox. You do it yourself.
He gave you his number.
He gave me his number.
That's awesome.
I text my.
Isn't it great? Like, I mean, I know you guys will probably see each other at some point during this season. Isn't it great that you, before we go to the next subject, you used to manage him. He comes full circle. You never know. I mean, it came out of nowhere. Hopefully it works out for them, but I think it's great. And I don't see the age being a problem at all. And I actually feel like for the first time since you were the manager, since Ozzie was a manager, and I love Robin. I just didn't think he had that.
Yeah.
That for the first time since the Sox in the last X amount of years, they have a real manager with big time credentials, and I think it's going to help them.
By the way, for next week, we're going to have a show on the guys that Tony's managed that became Major League Baseball managers.
I can tell you right now.
I'm just saying, he's at a list. By the way, Ozzie, Matheny.
Yeah,
he's at a couple.
They got a few guys like,
We got a question from us. A couple people are asking about Swazu Jose is asking, do you think there's going to be a power struggle with Tony and Rick? There won't be if they win.
Here's a power struggle, okay? For everybody out there,
you know what?
Jerry's a power.
Because you know what? Because Tony going to say, hold on, with all due respect, still wait.
Here's the part. Everybody out there that was critiquing Jerry Reinsdorf for bringing his friend is known by a Major League Baseball team, and you can make your decision.
Would you? Our good friend, before we go to the next subject, our good friend Lou Manny Rosar is asking, would you be a coach if Tony asked you?
Yes, I will, but no, I don't. Yes, I will, because this man, I grow with this man.
No. Let me explain. I think that you won't go and seek the coaching job, but if Tony called you right now and said, I cannot do this without you, let's do this for Jerry. You're in spring training.
I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
By the way, I'm going to go on the air and say, if Tony called you right now and said, I want you there with me, we need to do this for Jerry together. You're going to coach third base. You say, and he says, I need you there. You would say, I'll be there.
I always say I will coach for 3 people.
That's what I'm saying, though. He's one of them.
I will coach.
That's what I'm saying,
for
though.
Dusty Baker. I will coach for Tony La Russa. Jim Leland. Lupinella.
I'm saying, though,
I want to coach something I can say, hey, you know what? This, and feel comfortable.
Basically, Ozzie is not going to coach for anyone that he feels that his credentials are beneath him.
But not comfortable. I can feel comfortable saying, hey, he's not going to take this guy going to take
right. So he feels comfortable.
Gene Lamont managed for a long time, and then he went and was a bench coach for guys. Joe Torre did it with Tony. I think that there's guys that have the job. I'll give you an example. Tony La Russa is going to walk in there, and no one in that staff, including front office, anybody, is going to tell him what to do. There's other managers that are scared of their shadows. The bad boys.
Yes, that's what. Yeah. Okay, put it this way. Jack McKill got the job. People thought when they fired Jeff Torre, they're going to interview me. I was the right hand. I know the whole club. I know I get along with everybody. All of a sudden, new managers coming in. They never asked me, hey, nothing. No interview. I walk in. The guys, I can see who it was. And, hey, the new manager want to meet you. Nobody know who it was. No one.
Well, did they know that you have a history with Trader Jack?
All of a sudden, I turn around. I go, I cannot say this because what?
What did he do when he saw you? Hey, I know you.
Hey, Mira. He still call me Mira. My name is Ozzie. He still hey, I go, sit down.
So full circle.
I need you.
So I'm saying the full circle.
I need you.
By the way,
basically, Jack
McKeon was the guy that traded Ozzie to us.
Right. He was, and Jack was the manager of the Marlins, and Jack asked Ozzie to come into the office and say, hey, I need your help taking control of this ball club. Obviously, Jack was a little older, and my dad had a lot to do with getting the guys like, hey, let's believe in this guy.
Only the difference is Jack was in his house watching soap opera.
Yeah. Tony's been in the game.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Okay, then He said, "You got to manage for the next 3 games." What I mean, you know the players. You know, I got to get.
So, before we go to the next subject,
Tony's coming into spring training with like a list of saying this is what you guys have done wrong.
Yeah. So basically, we are on all board for Tony being the manager.
We gotta switch it. We're gonna keep bringing up Tony's stories. You might have a special because it's just such good baseball. You only get to cover a guy like that. I'm saying, no, you only get to cover a guy like that. By the way, Connie Mack is dead. I will never get to see Connie Mack manage. Okay, Tony's going to be number 2, and that's happened in my era. That is like a huge thing. Next topic, because we have to jump on this, which is funny. Congratulations, the Dodgers. Awesome. But unfortunately, very Dodger way.
First of all, I give credit. I told you guys, although being
only
fan,
said
I told you the Dodgers are winning the World Series
in the original spring training,
like a month, like 6 months ago.
You said it in the original spring training. The Dodgers win the World Series.
Why you don't pick?
Tampa.
You pick Baltimore Orioles, like
but
you're a genius. The Dodgers.
And then he picked them again in the 60 game.
Oh, by the way, who win the game? The guy is paying money with the good players. I know.
By the way, Friedman. So Friedman, the guy who created Tampa and what they did, he basically won the World Series by getting himself the best player available, and his name was Mookie Betts. Who put on a show. We're going to do another show on Mookie Betts because what he did, not only with his bat, with his legs, with his glove, on the field, on the top step, Mookie took it to another level. Great win, awesome for the Dodgers. But unfortunately, the story was, which I had predicted that was going to happen, okay, was that Trey Turner was pulled out of the game. Justin Turner was pulled out of the game in the 7th inning because he had corona. Because of a false positive. So I'm going to give my version. I think that the Dodgers knew that he might be positive. Okay? They said there's a chance that he is or he isn't. Let's put him in the game, and we'll let Major League Baseball call us. If he's negative, we will just don't pretend nothing happened. If he is positive, we will pull him out. Why? Because Justin Turner is Justin Turner and not Ozzie Jr. If Ozzie Jr. was there or some little rugrat that was on the team, they'd say, hey, man, step away. But you're the big man. We're going to go with this. The best part of the story was, though, that after Mr. Manfred comes on and says, we quarantine him, we told him to go to South Africa, he can't be around anybody, Turner comes out and starts celebrating with his teammates. I get it that there's people out there that were like the COVID police that were like, what are you doing? His teammates.
I will flip everybody.
I'm going to say that his teammates seem to be okay with it. The ones that were around him and hugging him. If I saw him, I would say, ooh, Turner's got it. It was a disaster.
Listen, Justin Turner was the only guy from MLB that tested positive during this whole thing. So shout out to MLB for doing a great job. We don't know if Justin.
So how did he not give it to anybody else?
Okay, Ozzie, I'm not a scientist. I'm just saying different facts.
You're not a what?
A scientist.
What is that?
He's not.
I'm not a Dr. Fauci that says, I don't know how you can get it.
Say one thing one day,
so
listen, another thing.
Justin Turner, the Dodgers did the right thing with taking him out of the game. Mm-hmm. Where Justin Turner made a mistake was him going out. That's very selfish of him. For him going on the field and exposing to people without knowing the repercussions. Kenley Jansen has a heart problem. There's a 1-year-old, Jock Peterson, his kid.
Cancer, the pitcher's got.
Hold on. Jock Peterson's son, who's 1 year old, he's premature. He was also on the field. We don't know how this thing affects people in different ways. I understand the excitement of winning the World Series and wanting to be with your team, but very bad job on his part by telling everyone to F off.
But he didn't. The part that
I don't agree with that.
The part that upset me about the part that upset me about that is that you already go out there and you make the mistake. That's fine. But he took his mask off
during the picture.
Because I'm saying that someone would have told me and said, hey, you guys said if you keep the mask on that you don't spread it.
So he was basically saying like, whatever, I'm going to do it. And I understand. Hopefully, no one's. It's not now. It's a story.
I bet you not.
Hopefully, nothing happens. But it was very. He got caught up in the moment. I'm sure.
Well, Major League Baseball was upset.
Very upset
because it basically became about. No, I'm saying it basically became. All the media people were taking.
Well, the media. Not only that, but they were telling him like, "Hey, you can't be here," and he was like,
Major League Baseball. People at home were pretending that Major League Baseball said whatever, the season's over. No. There was people from Major League Baseball behind him saying, "You can't be here. You can't be here." And he just.
I mean, I get it. I mean,
let me tell you one thing, bro.
Well, he might not win the World Series again.
You guys was lucky enough to be on the field when that moment happened.
No feeling like it.
Okay,
it's like losing your virginity.
No, I'm telling you, this is the best.
I think it's better.
We can say that. We can say that because what are your World Series like losing your virginity?
Friends with the COVID. I don't believe in COVID that much because one day they say one thing, one other day they say another thing. One political guy say we think another, but COVID to me, bless my grandkids, my family. We take care of ourselves. We protect ourselves. We know because we have people.
Both.
We have people, okay? But when you had that feeling, brother, you win the World Series. I don't care, Manfred come in and told me you can't be here. I said, you know what? Put me in jail. I gotta earn all. This is the way we play. Yeah. This is why we into it. I apologize because I know people. This is not good, and I'm not 100%. We just keep doing that, but
yeah, it's a tough
everybody's
situation.
Talking crap about that moment, and I know they're right. They're right about saying what they say. They never, ever had that feeling.
But he could have done it differently. He could have came out and
said,
no.
Or just run away.
Just go to the outfield and say,
he was like
in it. I would have been like, hey, and then tell the team.
No.
If you come here,
wait a minute. Before I don't watch the game.
He didn't tell his team.
Okay, before he come down, I sit there and I see Tony go, hey, bro. He started the manager, hey, papi, hey.
Oh, that's what I mean. But that
can't be here.
I know.
Or tell your teammates, hey, if you guys come near me, you guys know I have this.
Well, I'm saying for the team picture. I understand for the team picture because he wants to be there. But I think that he should have done I want to be away from everybody. Bring me the trophy, or say wait till everybody's done.
That would have been way better.
And then bring the trophy.
I understand.
But you did that. You did that, and you didn't have COVID. The World Series happening, we were all celebrating, and you were in your office because you had to do media. They brought the trophy to you.
Yeah.
They treated you like you had COVID because of the media stuff. But I'm saying, like, he could have done it differently. Like, if you would have told Major League Baseball, I need to celebrate this, Major League Baseball could have said, okay, man, we're going to put you over there in the corner. And then if your teammates want to go over there and hug you, they can do it. I just think that him just being like, hey.
I don't agree what he did. But in that moment, Ozzie.
Oh, I know. The emotions take over. No, I agree. The emotions take over. I completely agree.
I apologize to the people who have that and have family problems.
Well, I'm surprised by the way lawsuits. By the way, lawsuits. Because there was people on the field that were
right. Let's hope.
Wait a minute. Okay, people on the field wasn't playing. The field is a ball player.
Media.
It's actually okay. Wait a minute. If I see you, God bless you, with COVID, I'm not part of the media. Take no. Oh, this guy got COVID. Get out. I'm leaving.
I know. But from a protocol of like safety,
I understand. I'm wrong. I'm very wrong again. Very wrong. And I say I'm with this kid 100%. Turner, not all. I didn't need to make the mistake. But in that particular moment,
I know
you don't care about no one. You're not thinking about, oh, this is going to happen.
Right. Well, how special is that moment? We'll ask AJ Hinch. He cheated his way 1-1.
Yeah. Okay. What guys will do to win?
Okay, wait a minute.
And Cash regrets taking out Snell so bad.
He won the World Series and everybody's on him.
But wait, let's not blame. But it's not Trey Turner. It's not just messing up. It's not Justin Turner's fault.
No,
at being Guillén. I'll tell you whose fault it is. I blame because if Justin Turner loses Game 6, he's never on the field celebrating. He's at home. Doesn't play
back home.
Doesn't play Game 7. Everybody is safe.
And Tampa wins.
That game. There's Game 7. No one in the media is exposed. So not only are the Rays responsible for losing Game 6, but they're also responsible for putting everyone at risk for letting Justin Turner win and be on the field.
So blame Kevin Cash for the Yankees.
You know what? And I don't blame Kevin Cash. Why? Because Kevin Cash wants to keep his job. I blame the front office.
They didn't play baseball
for not telling Kevin Cash, saying, "Hey, man, this would have been me as a GM watching the game." Okay, I'm like 5th inning. Kevin's probably going to take this guy out.
Call him.
Kevin.
No.
Abort.
Leave him in.
Abort. We just ran the computer again. We looked at the analytics. The next 3 guys he struck out. Hold on. Did
you know that Nick Anderson, the guy that they brought in, has given up 7?
Hold on.
He gave up 7. He's not used to pitching.
7
appearances. He gave up 7 runs.
Correct. So I would call and say the numbers we ran right now are saying abort.
And by the way, Ozzie, you know Mr. Roberts. He just win the World Series, and I'm glad for him. Very glad because he's a good friend. he ruined 3 World Series before this one.
And that's what I'm saying. I think Kevin Cash will learn from this. The reason that I don't want to get on Kevin Cash is because the Tampa Rays,
not their way.
No, not only their way. The Dodgers are an amazing team. I don't know if it's magic, black magic, voodoo, God, Cash, the mascot. I have no idea, okay? But when you saw the Rays roster, okay, when you saw the Rays roster, and people say that the Dodgers are the worst team to ever win a World Series under Tommy Lasorda, and then the Kansas City Royals.
That's close.
And I compared both lineups. This team had Kirk Gibson, dude, and Earl Hershiser, okay?
That's it.
When you look at the Rays roster,
weak.
It was weak to the point of winter ballish. It was just, if I'm the Pirates at home, I'm like, how can we not make this happen?
Randy Arozarena
came out of nowhere. I'm saying though, but like they played so good. So for Cash, and I can't.
Yeah, for him to even
but I'm saying that I can't hate him for making the move because it's like he's been doing the same thing every day, and it's worked. And in that one given moment,
right? You're saying we should give him a pass because
if it would have been his 4th World Series doing the same thing, you say, you know what, he's messed up again. But it was his 1st World Series, man. The guy's like been so successful doing it over and over again. I really think that maybe the Dodgers had a conversation with Dave Roberts and said, hey, man, if you're down there in the World Series and you don't feel like it's going good by the statistic, do your thing. And he did. He left Urias.
Okay. Francis Perez, Audi, or whatever it is. I don't think she understands the conversation we have. Francis, I don't say the guy was right or wrong. I just say in that particular moment,
the feeling.
Think about it. Okay? Don't be starving.
Well, the feeling.
Smart.
No, but I'm saying this is the other feeling.
I don't say that because I got great friends.
We have guys that have COVID.
Very bad.
I'll be honest with you, though. I'll be honest with you. It's like people that are going to weddings, okay? Would I go to my brother Oni's wedding? Absolutely. Would I go watch a movie in a movie theater? No. It's about the moment. Again, I think the media handled it right, like critiquing him. I think that his team handled it right. I think Justin has not come out and said I was right.
Right.
I think Justin has to be responsible.
I think he got caught up
in the moment because of the feelings. Again, I think that he needs to be responsible to his teammates and to whatever the media brings to him. That's fine. But it was a decision that he made. By the way, the Dodgers as a team, the reason they haven't come out and said is because we don't want Justin to come out and say, you guys knew I had COVID in the first inning. You guys played me.
Hey, wait a minute. One thing about it, like if you do that, say, hey, make sure if we clinch today, make sure you told this kid cannot come out. That's it.
Right.
Hey, you tell your base coaches, hey, Papi, you know what? Tell this guy,
it might be
no matter what happened, he cannot come out.
Okay, but I'm saying that. What happened if it's deeper than that? And because the Dodgers have not said anything. What happened if it's deeper than that? And Justin said, "Oh, really? You have a problem with me celebrating, but you didn't have a problem when I had COVID 2 days ago." Oh, and by the way, here's the best part of the story: the people that are doing the testing, okay, they get false positive, false. Guys can't play for 2 weeks.
Ronaldo.
No. In Major League Baseball, are also responsible for drug testing and PEDs. So, if I get popped next year, okay, as a player for PEDs, I said, I want to go get tested by my own group because I don't trust that little lab you guys are running on false positive. I'm being honest. So I think that, again, we do believe COVID does exist. Like this is not the Quanto or whatever. COVID exists. Again, everyone's living their lives to the safety. By the way, I'm going to say this right now. I will be wearing my mask for the next 2 years anywhere I go.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
But I'm saying, no, I will regardless of the rules. I will be that guy.
And airport, yes.
So I'm just saying, though. So, again, day one, we'll see the story with Turner transpiring. I do blame analytics because I think that the numbers get you there and to give you a good foundation, but I don't think that it should be your ride or die. But I don't blame Cash because I think it was his first year. And with the team that he was there, I was like, this guy should have been knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, they beat really some good teams. I mean, they beat Houston, who's loaded. And I've heard that just George Springer doesn't want to come back.
Yeah, but by the way, he wants out of loaded, but they know how
want to get hated.
They know how Marquinhos and Bobby.
Well, here's the thing, though. We've learned one thing and one thing only. That's how we're gonna next segment for wrap up. No.
Wait, very quick.
No, we got.
By the way, in Major League Baseball, I was there. It said everybody 1.6. Everybody has to be like Houston Astros. And they find out the real thing now. Everybody has to be Tampa. No, Tampa no win. Everybody has to be like the Dodgers.
Well, they got Spencer.
Get Clayton Kershaw,
and then
$25 million. Get Mookie Betts.
That's what I say.
By the way, David Price at home making all that money. No,
and
but
David Price didn't even play. He's
making
like $30 million.
I don't know how David Price going to show up next year.
I would send him.
He does not.
I would tell David go.
He does not feel great because they won without him.
By the way, he cannot say anything. Imagine the meeting being like leadership.
That's what's worse than what Turner did.
Yeah. Well, here we go. So the last segment that I'm going to add a little sauce to it because we're obviously having fun with this is you brought up George Springer, which I think is one of the best free agents out there. George Springer wants out of the Astros jersey, not because he doesn't like Dusty Baker, who did a great job, by the way,
awesome,
and who's also in his 70s. So he's not the
nobody said that. Well, they said that to Tony, but they don't say that to Dusty.
They can't because that would be discrimination because you can't say that.
Why?
Tony, you just can't say that.
Well, but they say Tony's too old.
Well, but you gotta tread lightly on that on those topics of who you talk about. So here's the thing, though. So George Springer wants out of the jersey, and we know why he wants out of the jersey. Okay, basically, we forget about that you were an Astro once you leave the Astros organization. We forget that the pitchers were there who got the wins when guys were dropping bombs, okay, that were celebrating and used their championship money to buy really cool things, which is awesome. But where the World Series ring? Everyone thinks Dallas Keuchel's cool because he apologized. Oh, my fears came clean. It's like, oh, yes, I murdered 300 people, but I came clean first, so I'm not guilty. Everyone in that Houston organization that was there, including the bat boy, if you celebrated and you knew what they did, you're guilty, okay? It is what it is. We moved past it because 6 months ago, less than a year ago, we thought that A.J. Hinch, who was the manager of the team, okay, was going to get banned from baseball. To A.J. Hinch is the number one candidate. The Chicago White Sox fans are going nuts because he didn't even get interviewed. He's not the manager. To the point that the greatest manager, living manager, is getting picked under A.J. Hinch because he is this coming of the Messiah again, okay? A.J. Hinch, for those who don't know this, managed before Houston in Arizona. Go check his record. It wasn't very good. We don't know when the Houston cheating started or stopped. We really don't, okay? And that's something that they can tell us, but do you really believe it? We still judge players like A-Rod, Barry Bonds, Paul Merrill, Mark McGwire, Roger Clemens, Sammy, that cannot get into the Hall of Fame because we don't know when they started juicing. And we want to know when they did it. Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame because we want to know if Pete cheated the game by gambling as a manager.
He admitted to it all those years later.
He admitted to it, but I'm saying the people want to know, like, Pete, tell me what game and what the over-under was.
Oh, got it.
So we don't know when the Houston Astros, the GM of the Houston Astros, the guy who put in Astro Ball together, has come out and said there's people still in the front office that are there that were a part of this cheating scandal. Okay? We baseball people, we've been around baseball. We know what a manager knows and doesn't know. There's no way in hell that A.J. Hinch did not know this.
Excuse me?
He knew every day, and he celebrated this. By the way, in his press conference against the New York Yankees, when he laughed at the New York Yankees, and he said, us cheating, Google it.
Terrible.
Is the number one candidate for the Detroit Tigers.
No, for everyone.
No.
So why is this guy that everything that's going on is probably going to get a job in a couple hours to the Detroit Tigers, but Carlos Beltran, they don't even mention it.
So I'm gonna. This is the whole point. So now I'm gonna say this: are we gonna forgive A.J. Hinch because I think he did his time? That's fine. That's not on me. That's on Matt for Major League Baseball. 60-game suspension to win a World Series ring and get a job afterwards. I will cheat every single time to get that ring.
Me too.
And to get a job afterwards. So we're gonna play that game. I do not want to see anybody talking about cheating and guys using steroids and keeping guys out of the Hall of Fame. Everybody gets in, and everyone becomes a part of it. You know why? Because you cannot judge one with the other. And if A.J. Hinch gets a job, the Red Sox need to call Alex Cora a second afterwards and give him the job that he deserves. And obviously, you cannot do that with the Mets, but any team has to call Carlos Beltran and have him on top of the list and give him another shot of managing. Why? Because those two guys cannot stay out of the game in positions that they deserve, and they successfully had one without getting caught up in the cheating in that place. If A.J. Hinch gets a job, Alex Cora needs to get his job 2 seconds later, and Carlos Beltran needs to be a manager again, because we're not going to play this game of, oh, well, we write about it and we're positive. If that doesn't happen, then there is a double standard, there is a double bias. Okay, keep Ozzie out, that's fine. He's old. He's outdated. Okay, cool guy. Old guys are not in. But you cannot keep Alex.
Not that old. You have a chance until you're 76.
I'll be 56.
Let me ask a question. When I read AJ, I don't know him that well. When he talked to whatever ESPN was
Verducci.
Okay.
MLB Network.
Why this man not have the guts and have press conference with everybody asking you questions?
Because they told Verducci, be my friend. Here's a question.
And these are the questions.
Okay, wait a minute. Why? Like they did it to me. Like I'm supposed to be talking about somebody. I got people from Japan ask me questions.
Ask Tony. Tony's press conference. They're asking about questions that he was like, "Can we talk about Moncada playing third?"
Yeah, no, you know me. Like all the stuff.
They brought up 2016.
Okay, all the sudden, this guy got one-on-one with the guy saying, "You got to ask me this. I'm going to tell you this. You got to tell me this. You got to tell me that." No place got it. No place got any punishment. The press conference we played was. We're
getting reports that AJ Hinch was announced as a Tigers manager 40 minutes ago.
By the way, I know Ozzie Guillén.
You knew a couple days ago.
I told this man here in his house up there. AJ Hinch is the manager.
Well, so the Red Sox, you're 40 minutes late to call Alex Cora to be your manager again.
Okay,
he needs to be reinstated. Here's the part about this.
To me,
I hope Miguel Cabrera. Mickey walks in with a trash can and goes like this.
He's crazy.
No, go like this and go, is this our game plan? Because people are worried about what they're going to judge you and what you think about politically. But I guarantee you that those 25 men in there are going to judge you for cheating. Just because we judge guys that have juiced and done other things in the game, we're not going to judge this guy after a 60-game suspension. That's fine. I might be wrong. But if he gets to manage again, then Alex Cora gets to manage.
And by the way, banging on trash cans is way worse than doing steroids.
Yes.
Way worse. That's way worse.
Way worse in the moment of like
advantage.
No. That's way worse in so many ways.
With the era of juice, a lot of players were juicing. A lot of the banging, only one team was banging. And when you get caught, all the stories like, okay, nothing happened. Then all the story you have to be careful. I work on TV now. What you say, when you say, how to say, people get mad at you. You know, all this stuff. Harder job in baseball right now, in this era, is talking on TV. Because you got to hurt somebody's feeling, you got to hurt somebody's belief. Then, if you do this in baseball, Mr. P. Rose, start talking.
He should. I'd be the first to say this guy can go. This guy can manage. This guy can manage again. But I'm not allowed to Hall of Fame.
He didn't even walk into a clubhouse.
And this guy was suspended. I can't even go into an MLB stadium.
You know what's sad? Pete Rose, we were in Cooperstown, and they had Pete Rose inside a basement because he cannot promote himself on the street to sign autographs because Cooperstown is an MLB town, and he's banned from MLB. So Pete Rose cannot even sit outside of Cooperstown and sign autographs. They have to keep him in a basement, and the sign says Pete.
Okay, by the way, when you say, I don't know about this thing, I told the players don't do it, then you're not the captain of the boat. You are not the passenger. When you have one of your coaches or your former players or your backup guy or the TV people or whatever telling you what to do and shut up and walk away and don't look, then you're not. Instead of your wife telling you, hey, shut up and eat. That's the same stuff. You're not the man of the house. Then you're not the man. Then all this, you know more baseball in that many people. And by the way, I hear Alex Cora was your coach, and he told you shut up. It's not come from Alex. Alex is like my son. Come from another player telling me, wow, you got to hear that last night when Alex Cora was telling AJ he to shut there, boo boo. Okay,
so then good luck, Tigers.
No, by the way, now I'm rooting against the Tigers. Miguel, my favorite player, my favorite player the last 20 years. Now everyone has a reason to not like the Tigers. That's what I'm saying though. So players want out of that jersey because obviously we're forgiven that after a little bit of time. But I'm gonna be honest with you, and maybe La Vida Baseball is gonna get tired of me. Maybe Being Giz is gonna get tired of me. But I will literally be on Twitter, and I will be on beating this drum. Okay, every single day that Alex Cora is without a job.
Or Beltran.
Why? Because you guys always talk about social justice.
And being fair.
Taking a knee, being fair. This is when you have to be fair. The media, this is when you have to be fair. Not say, oh, we support so-and-so doing this. This is when you have to be fair. You know why?
Double standard.
No, double standard. You know why? Because I'd rather have a manager that might think a little bit about my background a little bit differently than a guy who cheated. That's just me personally. Why? Because people have different points of view. So in my opinion, to me, way bigger deal that somebody walked in and was a manager on a team that did that and did it for that long. And we don't even know when he started or when he ended it. There's rumors that he was doing it from a long, long time ago.
It'll come out. More people will.
By the way, there's always going to come out. There's going to be a kid that needs money. Somebody in their deathbed. Somebody's going to come out and release.
Say, it's been going on for 5 years.
So
anyways, guys, you guys have
the GM already said.
Yeah, more will come out, guys. If you guys are following us. Follow us on the Be and Guillén page. Every day it keeps growing. The content is great. It's exclusive art stuff behind the scenes. And you got anything more to add?
No, I gotta set up a Twitter today because the fact that he got hired, even though
right now we're gonna check right now. I mean, someone said it's official that he got hired.
The Red Sox need to hire Alex. I hope he gets called.
We don't know what's gonna happen. I just wish that it was equal for everyone. I'll tell you what. AJ Hinch's first press conference. It's going to be a lot of people.
No press conference. It's going to be him and Tom Bertucci one-on-one.
Oh, probably. Yeah, so everybody follow us.
Be Guillén here on Friday. Do your thing. Thank you, and congratulations to Tony and everyone.
And run with us on Sunday.
Oh, by the way, run with us, Carrera de los Muertos on Sunday. 5K. There's actually a 10K, which we're not doing. But we're virtual. Check out our social media. We will be running. We will be running. Hopefully I don't pass out. You get the... You actually get the...
I already got my wheelchair. Yes, I did. I got my wheelchair.
No, you get in your package. You get an awesome shirt, and then you get the
there you go, guys.
You get the medal of Carreras de los Muertos. So thank you so much for watching Being Guillén here on La Vida Baseball, and just keep watching us on social media. We're just gonna keep bringing you the awesome content, and the content to get even better because I'm gonna have to do every morning reminder to people.
By the way, this week. La Vida Baseball. This week we got to do another show, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah. But we need to talk about a little bit more about this because now my feelings are hurt. Yeah. My feelings are hurt, and because I have a job in baseball, they're lucky. I have a job in baseball. It's not. I will rip everybody from the top to the bottom. But I respect the game, and we have to do what the games do. But whatever they did, Manfred had to say yes, Mister. This guy can come back.
By the way, we can talk about the next topic because they can keep you out. Ask Canseco that he's in his car wash in Vegas. So, by the way, which is a great follow-up.
See you guys next week.
Have a good one.
See you later.